These nuts.
Okay, have we all gotten that out of the way? Good. Nuts is an interesting game. I don't know what I would think about a game that's all about taking pictures of squirrels, but I actually have a lot to say on it. But before I say anything about the game itself, I will tell you to go and give it a chance yourself. It's really short, fascinating, and tells a great story. I will be discussing the game in detail, so I'll give you all a chance if you do want to experience it yourself. We all good? Let's get started. We're dropped off in an unknown location, the only clue of where to go being a red arrow pointing towards the trail, and as we walk, we reminisce on a conversation that we must have had before coming here with a currently unknown individual, talking about a job researching squirrels in an area known as Melmoth Forest.
So, the job. You'll be researching squirrels in Melmoth Forest. Exciting, I know. Yeah, the pay is not great, but it's a great opportunity.
We come across a sign with warnings and rules, uneasy ground in the area. I'm sure that won't come up later. As well as symbols for no camping, fishing, starting fires, littering, no cars and motorcycles, and no whatever is happening in that one. Finally, we come across our research caravan that the voice mentioned, but it seems to be locked, and there's no power. In the nearby booth is a key and a note from our unseen companion, Simon.
Welcome, new boots. I had to duck out for a bit, but here's the key to your new place. It'd be great if you could fire up the generator while I'm gone. Hang tight, I'll be there ASAP to pick you up. Simon.
So we get the key and the power for the caravan and get in contact with the person who hired us for this job.
You made it! It's me, Professor Schultz, Nina. Isn't the research station cozy?
This is Nina, our boss and the only person we get to hear from in our time while in the forest. She's the person that sends us tasks to do, and we send our findings back through fax. Our first task is sending a picture of the caravan using the instant camera left for us. As we send it off, we get to hear that we'll be gone in the forest for a while working on this fucking squirrel stalker footage or whatever.
Looks like it's pretty much what I asked for. You never know with mail order. Okay, ready to go. Take a last look at civilization. All things going well, you'll be deep in the forest for a few months to finish the study. Simon, the logistics guy, will be there any moment to pick you up.
As Simon bangs on the side, letting us know that we're about to start driving.
Oh, sounds like he's there. Hold on to your hat.
We start off in the caravan. Everything is set up inside to be ready for researching. We fax off the start paper to let Nina know we're ready.
Nina again. Hope your nerves survived that shaky ride. Yeah, I know, but the quad only fits one. You'll get used to it. So, welcome to Melmoth Forest. I'm sure you'll love it here. Such peace and quiet. Yes, cash is transferred every Friday.
Sweet! I can't wait to spend my weekly earnings on cardboard with funky animals on them.
Don't worry, we won't forget. I know it's not easy as a recent grad.
Well, looks like Nina got Slenderman. So while we wait for her to come back, let's look around in the caravan. We got a corkboard, a mug, a bed, a manual, Well, that was fast.
Me again. Yeah, the line cuts out sometimes.
I'm sure that won't come up later.
But I'll be quick. Everything you need should be right on your desk. And I'll fax over the details of your first task now. Your first task is simple. We just want to make sure the equipment works. So, first find the tree I marked on your GPS. Then place a camera nearby. With that done, you can head back to your research caravan. Once you're in position at home, hit record on the recorder and then, well, we wait. When the recording is finished at night, you can review it. As soon as you see the squirrel on your TV, snap a picture, print it out, and fax it to me.
So now we get a GPS device, probably the most useful tool in our arsenal, as it tells us where we are, where the caravan is, where we placed our cameras, and where our next point of interest is. The first task is basically just a controls tutorial for how the rest of the game is going to work. So we place our camera near the tree, and let's see what we find. So now we're presented with our recording and printing setup. Obviously, there's the main unit used for watching, speeding up or slowing down the footage, fast forwarding or rewinding, and pausing. Then the little box on top used to zoom in and out using the minus and plus, with 4 buttons to shift the view any direction we need when zoomed in, as well as a dial used to control which view we're manipulating, which will become more useful when we have more TVs. Then the middle screen is just a map showing where everything in the area is. And lastly, the bottom printer, used to print out pictures of the screen of the TV which the dial is set up to. With all that, let's find this damn critter and send a picture to Nina.
Whew, seems everything works like a charm. When I did this study 15 years ago... Oh, did I forget to mention that? Yeah, believe it or not, Panorama tried the exact same bullshit back in '82, trying to get this damnable dam approved.
So yeah, apparently Nina did the same study 15 years ago to stop a company called Panorama Corp from building a dam? Oh, my mistake. A dammable dam. Why do I do these things to myself? And now it's up to us to make sure that they don't get away with it now. So our next task is, as Nina says...
So, now what we really need is a close-up of this squirrel near its stash. From my work back then, I know the squirrels here take the same route every night, so I'm sure you can follow him easily enough. Oh, and Simon mentioned something about dropping off some extra stuff for you? Maybe check outside.
Going outside, we do indeed see that our sweet Simon has dropped something off for us.
You know what they say, New Boots. Life is a river, you just have to let it flow. Looks like I let it flow a little too much there before. I forgot some stuff in the first drop-off. I've brought it for you now. You're probably on top of this, but don't forget to take the TV inside. Night dew and electricity do not mix, as I found out embarrassingly recently.
So now with a second camera in our arsenal, we should be able to plan out that little fella's route easy enough. But that's not all the new equipment we're met with. We also get a dictaphone with a tape from Nina explaining in more detail why we're doing this research again.
I guess now is as good a time as any to tell you what we're actually doing here. The Viago Institute, the place we work for, performs impact studies. Yes, exactly. Construction companies need to commission studies like this one to be legally permitted to build anything. And this one is commissioned by an entity known as Panorama Corp. They want to build a ludicrous 5-star condo place here called Panorama Land. I know. And they tried something just like this 15 years ago. But my research into native squirrel habitats helped to shut that down, because our fluffy little squirrels are classified as an endangered species. So your work here could help to save this space for the squirrels to live in.
Okay, so Panorama Corp is trying to build a condo which is going to severely damage the nature around it due to the carelessness of the corporation. So it's our goal to stop them by proving the endangered squirrels still take habitat in this forest and are thriving better than ever. So now we have a goal in mind. Stopping Panorama. So using our 2 cameras, we can find the squirrel's route and finally find his stash. Now all we need to do is get a picture of it.
Interesting. Looks like this one doesn't go very far into the forest. But hey, it's the middle of the night. Go to sleep. I'll call you back in the morning. Let's try something a little more challenging. We know that some squirrels build their nests, drays, a little bit further away from their nut stashes. According to my records, this one can go pretty far, so do be prepared for this task to take quite some time. I updated the location on your GPS. Good luck.
Alright, so now we have another squirrel to pursue, and this is probably also where I should mention the importance of the dictaphone. You see, as Nina mentioned, she did this exact study 15 years ago, and we can actually find evidence of that in the form of the hidden tape, one in each chapter, which reveal how her study went.
It's October 7th. Yes, I had to check. Still 1982. Didn't need to check that yet. I've just arrived at location 4C, near the source of Mammoth Creek. It's my first day of the field study here, and I'm hoping to see some squirrels. No activity yet today, but my fingers are crossed. I'll stick around until nightfall. Squirrels aren't known to be nocturnal, but sure, who knows out here in Mammoth? I'm seeking to find out exactly where their nests are. Since they don't really hibernate, they have to come up and down the trees all the time.
So that explains why the squirrels are most active at night. Unlike normal squirrels, they're nocturnal, which also explains why they're endangered. The squirrels of Melmoth Forest are unlike other squirrels we know, and we're about to find out how much different they really are. Back to the task at hand. So we follow our second little buddy around to find his stash, but that's not the only thing we find while following him. A boat? Why would a boat be here? Let's snap a photo and see what Nina thinks.
That's weird. Why is there an old boat in Mammoth Forest? There are some rivers here. I used to camp out right beside one, in fact. But I wouldn't have thought they were deep enough for a boat of this size. And you can't get any closer? Too bad. But tell you what, I'll see if I can find anything about it in our records.
I guess we'll just have to focus on the squirrel for now. So continuing to tail him, we find a little cave with a big stash, but there also seems to be explosives? We should send it off and get Nina's take on this.
What the? Is that what I think it is? Why would a squirrel stash dynamite and matches? I mean, did the squirrel plant that there, or who? It's pretty clear that some things have changed since last time I was in Mammoth Forest. We'll have our work cut out for us, getting to the bottom of this. Simon dropped you off? Great. I'll tell you, that man works harder than any of us. You know, the reason he needs to get out of the forest early every day is to go to his other job, cleaning after hours at a restaurant.
Damn, Simon really is the MVP of this research team. Anyway, what's our task for this chapter?
You're in another squirrel's habitat now, a female we suspect to be pregnant. And we need to know where she's stashing her winter supplies. I've sent you the mission briefing and calibrated your equipment. And I've marked the squirrel's last known location on your GPS.
So, more of the same really. Just follow the squirrel to the end of its route. And that's one thing I could say is a flaw in this game, is that it all seems very monotonous. But the mystery of it all was enough to keep me going. We head outside to see another note from Simon.
Sorry, New Boots. I was hoping to get you some more gadgets, but it all got booked by the Deer Brigade. You know what those guys are like. These cameras will get the job done, though. I used them for trout research last summer also. And
we're handed our final camera and monitor, which should make this task easy peasy. So let's set up our cameras and see what we catch at night. So to begin, we see the squirrel come out of its nest and unfortunately go the other way of where we set up our second camera. Fast forwarding a bit and... wait a minute. Another squirrel? And we know this isn't the same one because this one is much lighter than the other. Let's keep going and see if we catch anything else. Wait, did you see that? Let's watch the third monitor again. A squirrel jumped across the rock. I think we have some pretty good ideas of where these squirrels are going now. So let's set up again and see what we find. And while setting up, we can find another hidden tape.
I'm trying to stay calm today. Breathing in, breathing out. As I walk around in section B9. I've taken to calling it Mammoth Sanctuary. It feels sacred. The squirrels like it here. Unfortunately, so do Panorama. They've started cutting down trees. Maybe they need the wood for their dam scaffolding. I met some of the workers and tried to explain that they don't have permission. Can't have permission. They just shrugged. Bunch of jobs worth. My press contacts have stopped returning my calls. I think they see me as a crazy squirrel lady now. I hope I can still stop Panorama from building their stupid dam. I hope my study will make sense. Oh, hey there, little one.
Nina is frustrated. Panorama Corp started their work before they even had permission to, and we can see the damage it had done to the forest to this day. And her contacts with the news cut her off as they just saw her as someone getting angry over a frivolous controversy. So she really only had herself and the squirrels on her side. We're lucky in that department, that we at least have her and Simon on our side, which is probably why she's so keen to check up on you. She doesn't want us to feel the same dejection as she did back then. But anyway, with this setup, we should be able to catch something new on our cameras. Huh, we see the squirrel from before as well as the one we were trailing together with another squirrel. Almost like they're having a meeting. Let's fax it over and hear Nina's thoughts.
Wow, that's surprising. They don't usually congregate like this. This is actually far more interesting than the data we've been asking you to gather, but I'm not quite sure what it means just yet. Actually, can you think of a way to find out where those other two are coming from? If we can find out where they start their route, I can add them to our system for future research.
So now we gotta find where these other two are from. We know one of them is from the place with the cut down trees, but we have to do a bit of investigating to find out where the other one is coming from. So looking around the area, as well as knowing he's arriving from the eastern part of the map, should give us enough info to find this. A sort of treehouse tent. Seems likely to be where our critter would take habitat. We head back to the caravan where we hear the phone ringing.
Hey there. Look, I just found out something really weird and needed to tell someone. So, you know how our study seems to be so well funded? Like, how I have way more money now than I did 15 years ago? I mean, it's not like I'm rich, but I could hire you at least. Well, it turns out that it's not Viago being generous. They've actually received a donation from an unknown source. No, my bosses wouldn't give me any more information, but it's weird, right? I hope it's not weird in a bad way.
So our research isn't being funded by Viago, the company we're working for, but an outside source? That is indeed suspicious, and I'm sure we can all think of who's doing it. But let's wait and see if we can find out some more later. But first, we gotta see if we can find these squirrels. And it seems we were right on the money with camera 2, as the first squirrel was taking refuge in one of the hauled out stumps. Let's send it off.
Yeah, I was wondering if that would show up. They logged this area back when I was there, and of course they didn't actually end up using the bloody logs, because their permission to even be there was denied. Thanks to me, and the squirrels. And did you follow the other one yet?
And that's 2 for 2. The other squirrel was indeed in the treehouse.
What is that? Looks like someone used to live here, but now it's been claimed by the squirrels. Probably too high to get a closer look, but I do wonder what's there.
For those curious, I actually did manage to get up there, and it was just another stash of nuts. Not necessary, but a nice little bit of detail. Anyway.
In any case, that's both of them. You've done great work here. I'm really proud. You should get some rest before Simon picks you up. Take a look at the article I just faxed to you. What do you make of that junk? Panorama Land will respect the forest. Like hell. I don't know what kind of game they think they're playing, but I'm going to shut it all the way down. But look, that bunker to the left. I think there's a few of those close to you. If I add them to your GPS, can you check if any of them are the one in the picture? If you do find it, send me a photo so I can compare. And while you do that, I'm going to make some calls about that travesty of a newspaper article.
So we gotta find the bunker from the photo, and looking at it, it should be pretty easy to identify. Looking at the first and second bunker, it's pretty clear that the surroundings are nowhere near the same as the photo. So let's take a look at the third bunker, and it should be immediately obvious that something is missing. Snapping a photo of it and sending it off to Nina, it's clear that she isn't too pleased with what she sees.
I can't believe it. No, that linden tree was over 100 years old. No, they're working on the dam already? This is completely wrong, totally corrupt. They are not going to get away with this.
Panorama is much further in their plans than we thought, so we need to act quickly. Let's hear what we're doing this time.
I'm still reeling, but we have work to do. Okay, we can do this. We need to figure out the exact path this squirrel takes. So I need you to send me a bundle of photos of the squirrel at certain, very specific timestamps. Can you check your worksheet for the details? I'll get back to, raising hell.
So our task is a little different this time. We have to take pictures of the squirrels in 10-second intervals, so we'll need to be very specific with the way we set up our cameras to be able to photograph the squirrels at the right time. But first, another note from Simon.
Boots. Yeah, just boots. I think you've earned it by now. Sorry for all the bumps on that bridge we drove over. It's a damn death trap, I tell you. I've written to Parks Management over and over that this is on Panorama. These old roads are just not made for their oversized trucks. If they don't stump up for some infrastructure improvements around here, someone could get seriously hurt. And if that happens, I'll do more than write a letter.
So, with our cameras in hand, let's give it a shot. We catch it first near the big concrete tube thingies, going near the second bunker.
Okay, great. One down. Send the rest when you get them. I'm running through a labyrinth of busy phone lines here.
The next time we see it, it's on top of the second bunker.
Brilliant. You're really on the trail. I'm not having as much success on my end. I did get through to the newspaper editor, but there's something strange going on. He says they did their due diligence before publishing.
Third time, it's climbing a log towards more of the concrete pipes.
Yes, keep these great pictures coming. The proof you're collecting is the only rebuttal we have against the shady tactics Panorama are using.
The fourth time, we see it returning to near the second bunker again.
This is perfect. But we're in a bit of hot water right now. The newspaper editor clearly called up his friends at Panorama, and now their legal team are breathing down my neck. They have no shame. Oh no, don't worry about me. I'll sort it out.
The fifth time we see it, it's weirdly close to our caravan.
Great work. You're a real trooper, you know that? Yeah, I know I'm a little muffled. I'm actually calling you from the stairwell here, hiding out from a pair of suited Panorama execs banging on my office door. I know. I've got copies of everything, and I'm going to get out of here and make sure they're safe.
And before the last one, we should talk about the hidden tape for this chapter, inside one of the concrete pipes next to the second bunker.
When I first got out here, I was lonely. Yeah, lonely is exactly the right word. I missed chatting with the other researchers at the Institute. Friday beers after work, even grocery shopping. But it's different now. I've been in the forest for 11 weeks now. Whew. And now I'm worried about going back out there. Waking with the birds and brewing coffee on my little camping stove. Wandering under the trees with the scampering squirrels. Stargazing at night. I feel serene. Yes, serene. Okay. I'll get back to work.
This tape is honestly my favorite. It's not so much a look into what's happening around Nina like the others, but rather what Nina is like herself. Something we haven't really had time to touch on. It's clear that she deeply cares for nature, just by her going to these lengths to protect Melmoth. But here we get to see that she actually felt more at home there than she did back home in society. She hasn't just become accustomed to living out in nature, but says that it made her feel at peace. It's short, but it really makes you feel for her. And for me, that made me more determined to want to protect this place that was so special to her. Anyway, back with the squirrel. The final time we see it, it's right outside our caravan, along with a few friends.
What in the world? This makes no sense at all. Well, we can be sure of one thing at least. The squirrels like you. Wait, hold on. Someone's coming in. Yeah? Okay. Thank you. Oh, no. I don't know where this came from, but it looks like a messed up draft of our report. Signed by me? And those are your photos, but with no squirrels. There's something very, very off here. I don't think you're safe out there anymore. We'll have to get you out of there soon. I'll call Simon.
Things have taken a drastic turn. Throughout the phone calls we've had with Nina in this chapter, it's clear that Panorama is trying to stop our work, to silence us, and make sure that the truth of their corruption isn't brought to light again. And with this, it seems that the news and even the Viaco Institute is on their side, using the name of their own researcher and editing the photos to match their agenda, and things are only about to get worse. Wow, so this video ended up being way longer than I anticipated. So I'll strike you a deal and say I'll make it a two-parter. The next part will be out sometime between tomorrow and the heat death of the universe. So, don't hold your breath. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and that you'll show up for the next one. Leave a like and please don't come back. See ya!